They were supposed to make money, but instead they lost $230,000. And I watched it happen in real time. This wasn't some ultra luxury, hard to sell piece of real estate. This was your average family home in Stoney Creek. Finished basement, nice backyard, great potential. But what happened next? Every seller needs to hear this. Because if you're planning on selling your home in the next 6 to 12 months, this could absolutely happen to you. This is the story of how a simple $15,000 renovation turned into a 3-month delay, how the market shifted right under our feet, and how chasing the wrong comp cost my clients nearly $250,000. Let me take you back to the beginning. This home was a typical backsplit. Nothing extravagant, nothing flashy, just a solid, well-kept home in a great Stoney Creek neighborhood. Curb appeal? Check. Great bones? Check. The kind of house buyers love raising a family in. And just a few doors down, an almost identical home had just sold. Same builder, same layout, exact same finishes. Final sale price, $1.1 million. That comp gave my clients full confidence. They looked at me and said, if they got 1.1 million, we should easily get the same. Maybe even more if we upgrade the kitchen. And honestly, I agreed with them. At the time, it made sense. We came up with a plan, a quick one, simple kitchen updates, new countertops, updated appliances, cabinet cleanup, nothing major, just a cosmetic polish. The budget, $15,000. The timeline, 2 weeks. The goal, ride the wave of that $1.1 million sale down the street. Strike while buyer confidence was still high, get listed fast, sell quickly, maximize momentum. We were all set. Then came the delays. First it was appliances, back ordered. Then the contractor got pulled onto another job. Then they changed their mind on the backsplash. Then they wanted to do the floors, then the lighting. Suddenly it wasn't a 2-week reno anymore. It became a 3-month project. And every week that passed, I could feel that our window was closing. By the time it was done, the kitchen looked great, but the market, not so much. Rates started to rise, buyer traffic dropped, more homes were hitting the market every single day. And sellers weren't getting 5 offers anymore, they were getting nothing, crickets. The same neighborhood that saw 1.1 million just a few weeks ago now had similar homes listed at 975,000, some at 950. Same layout, same street, the exact same condition, but way less buyer activity. The $1.1 million comp was no longer relevant. That market didn't exist anymore. But my sellers, they were locked in emotionally. They kept saying, but our neighbor got 1.1. We did more upgrades. We should get more. I totally get it. They were attached. They saw the effort. They saw the investment. But buyers don't care what your neighbor got. They care about what else is on the market today. At this point, I sat down with them again. I showed them the new comps, showed them the new days on market, and all the listings that were on market. I showed them where inventory was heading, but they weren't ready to adjust. They wanted to test the market at 1.1 million. They wanted to try it. So we listed at 1.1, new kitchen, great curb appeal, strong listing photos, full write-up, open house ready. What happened next? Crickets, no showings, no offers, no second looks, just silence. Then the feedback started rolling in. Looks nice, but it's overpriced. Not worth 1.1 in this market. There are way better deals down the street. And they were right. Those buyers weren't wrong. The market had moved, but we hadn't moved with it. Meanwhile, homes listed at 950K, they were selling, getting showings, some were under contract within days. And we were stuck, sitting, waiting, losing time, losing leverage. So I sat down with them again and said, we need to reposition this. We need to break the 999K barrier. Buyers are searching at that price bracket. 950K to 999 is where the volume is. If we're at 1.1 million, we're invisible. But they hesitated. They said, we don't want to look desperate. We don't want buyers thinking there's something wrong with our house. And that's the trap. Most sellers think price is a reflection of their home's worth, but it's not. It's a marketing tool. It's a way to get eyes. It's a way to create urgency. Price doesn't define the value. The market defines the value. Price gets you in the game. Eventually, we agreed to drop the price. We went to 999,000, but the damage was already done. The listing had gone stale. Momentum gone, perception shifted, and that's when things got even harder for us. We dropped the price to $999. It should have helped, but it didn't. The listing had been out for way too long. It had lost its edge, buyers were skeptical, and the momentum was gone. We were invisible in a market that was moving fast, faster than my sellers were willing to move. For the next 4 weeks, we watched house after house sell, and our listing still sitting there, showing slow to a trickle. Some weekends had none, buyer interest faded, and we started hearing the worst possible question in residential real estate. What's wrong with it? That's when it gets dangerous, because when a home lingers, buyers assume something's hidden. They think that there's a problem, a defect, a leak, a legal issue, even if there isn't. And the longer it sits, the deeper that doubt goes. That's when I had to get real, sit down with them again, lay it all out on the line. We've got a choice here. Drop now or lose more later. The market's telling us something. Are we listening? At this point, they were exhausted. They had renovation fatigue, mortgage pressure, stress from delays, stress from silence, stress from the numbers. They had spent 3 months trying to make everything perfect, and all they'd done was miss the wave. I told them that we needed to go where buyers were, not where the ego wanted to be, not where the neighbor's house sold for, not where the kitchen costs landed, but where the buyers are. That meant $899,000. It wasn't easy. It felt like a gut punch, but they did it. We relisted at $899,000, and you know what? The showings picked up, not dramatically, not multiple offers, but interest, movement, and at least now we were actually getting noticed. But there was still one problem. We were still chasing, still trying to catch a market instead of leading it. And buyers, they knew that. They see your days on market, they check your price history, and they know you dropped once, then again, and they assume you will drop again. That's exactly what happened. We had some bites, but lowball offers, nothing even close to $899, nothing serious. So I said what I should have said 60 days earlier. It's time to go to $870,000. That was the real number. That was where the action was. And that's what the data said. They paused, took a deep breath, and said, yes, we made the cut. And guess what? It sold. Offer came in, clean terms, short close, they took it. And just like that, it was all over. 4 months, multiple price drops, dozens of showings, thousands in holding costs, tons of stress, all gone. The final sale price, $870,000. That's $230,000 below what they expected to get just 4 months earlier. Let that sink in for a second. We're not talking about a bad property. We're not talking about a unique layout or a busy street. We're talking about a beautiful family home with great updates that simply hit the market too late. And it all started with one assumption. If our neighbor got 1.1 million, we should too. But the market doesn't work that way. The market doesn't care what your neighbor got. It cares about today's inventory, today's rate, today's buyer demand, and today's competition. Here's the kicker. The updates, they look great, but they didn't add value. They preserve value. The difference? The house didn't sell because it was upgraded. It sold because we finally priced it where the market was. That's what no one wants to admit. Most people believe you can force value with finishes, granite, stainless steel, new floors. That's exactly what happened here. Not because they were careless, not because they were greedy, but because they were emotional. And real estate is not emotional. It's math. So what's the lesson? Move fast, price sharp, follow the market, don't fight it. So what can we learn from this? How do you make sure this never happens to you? Let's get into it. Lesson number 1, the market doesn't care what your neighbor got. That's the past. You're selling in the present. And buyers are looking at today's rates, today's options, and today's risk. That comp from 4 months ago, it may as well be from 4 years ago. Lesson number 2, time kills deals. Every day your home sits on the market, it loses perceived value. Every day without an offer makes buyers more suspicious. If your home's still on the market after 30, 60, 90 days, you're not just dropping price, you're losing leverage. And leverage is how you win. Lesson number 3, renovations are great, but only if they're timed right. That $15,000 renovation, it made the home more attractive, but it didn't create $15,000 of profit. It didn't push us above the market. It just kept us competitive. And if you renovate, but you miss the market window, you lose. Lesson number 4, price is your number 1 marketing tool and the tip of the spear. Not staging, not photos, not description, price. Because price creates attention, attention creates urgency, and urgency creates offers, and offers create leverage. You don't price based on pride, you price based on psychology. Lesson number 5, don't wait to hit rock bottom before you act. Most sellers wait too long. They think the right buyer will magically show up. But buyers see everything and they've already decided. If you're not getting offers, it's not the market's fault, it's your strategy. Lesson number 6, the best time to sell was yesterday. The second best time is likely now. So if you're thinking of waiting, just know this. The market doesn't reward hesitation. It rewards preparation. So let me help you with that. Here's your first step. Download my free seller's guide. It will show you how to add $63,000+ to your home value, often in less than 14 days. It's exactly what it sounds like. The highest ROI updates, what not to waste your money on, and my exact prep checklist. This is the same system I use with my clients, and it's worked for hundreds of sellers, and it's free. The link is in the description. Click it, download it, and start prepping your home the right way. Now, if you're planning to sell in the next 3, 6, 12 months, let's talk. Click the link below and book a free one-on-one strategy call with me. It's not a sales pitch. It's a full breakdown of what your home is worth right now, the exact updates to do and what to avoid, your ideal timeline for max profit, how to avoid losing $230,000 like the people in the story I just described to you. This is your equity. This is your future. Let's protect it. Here's the final truth. This story wasn't a fluke. It wasn't rare, because real estate isn't about location and finishes. It's about timing, pricing, and strategy, and the market won't wait for you to figure it out. So be ready. Get the guide, book the call, get the facts. When the time comes to list, you'll be confident, you'll be prepared, and you'll walk away with more money, less stress, and no regrets. If this video has helped you, hit that subscribe button, grab your free seller guide below, and book a strategy call. Thanks for watching.